tell us about the principle of mission command.
I think you're referring to Auftragstaktik.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I mean, I in the book, I mean, well, first of all, on my leadership journey, I mean, you start small. I mean, when I started my first in-house role, I had 5 people working with me. So it's a small team. Huh? And then it grew to 20 to 50. In my last position, I had 140. It's a totally different set of challenges. How do you work with 140 people and keep them in the same direction as compared to 5 as I did early on? And then, as my journey continued, I revisit these principles of Auftragstaktik, which I learned in the military and applied them. And it was a process, like quite instrumental in this were also my best friends. I have 4 best friends who I met in the army. They're still my best friends. We go hiking every year. It's coming up in May. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we discussed openly, and I said, "Look, I have this new job, and I have a team here. Others are in the US, others are all over the world, and I need to find a way to communicate with them in an effective way of collaboration. And I'm struggling. It's a different time zones. I feel we are not aligned. They're not hearing what I'm saying. That's something." And then as a team, as a team member in the army, we found a way to this. It's called mission command. It's called Auftragstaktik, because like similar things are changing quickly, environments are changing. And I found it extremely useful to apply Auftragstaktik in the corporate sense. Historically, it developed really from the evolution of the battlefield. Like for centuries, people fought their wars, outside fields. There was a king or a general on a hill, and then moving pieces and moving troops like chess pieces on a field. But that's no longer the answer to modern conflict, which are much broader, longer in duration, and with weapons being more lethal. And the way to address that was really this decentralized authority to make decisions with agility, but still within a predefined framework, in order that people know what the objective is and people can find a way to take initiative and to capture initiatives the best way suitable to them. I think that's really the superpower of mission command. You define an objective, you give a strategy, but the how you delegate to the people in the situation who are better placed to make the decision on the spot. I think in concept, people might say, well, the military is not really my thing, and this is not sports. Another analogy I could use. But I think everybody says in modern leadership that decentralized decision making is the way forward. Nobody says that. You think about it, but when you press the button, you call me. I think that's or you copy me in on every correspondence. So that's not how leadership works. And the charm of mission command is really that it's not only the concept, but it also gives you the recipe or the blueprint how to do that in practice. It's all about trust. It's about clarity. It's about transparency. It's about the common purpose that you feel, the bond between the team. Yeah, people care. People care about the mission. People care about each other. It's much more than just the concept of decentralized decision making. It's a dogma. And I found it extremely powerful. It's a journey, so it's not that I apply all of it at the same time. I apply parts of it. And that's what I share in the book.